Good day. What is a qualitative research? A qualitative research is an approach that aims to understand people's experiences, perceptions, and interperceptions of social events. In contrast to quantitative research, which is data and statistic driven, in that qualitative research seeks to thoroughly investigate complex issues using non-numerical data such as words, images, or observation. Qualitative educational research is used to uncover the unique experiences of students, teachers, and administrators, providing invaluable insights into teaching practices, school culture, and learning environments. Why would a researcher choose qualitative design over quantitative design? Researchers might choose qualitative design over quantitative one to examine the how and why of educational processes as opposed to outcomes. For example, to learn about students' emotional experience of distance teaching, qualitative methods would allow them to collect and report such detailed, personal narratives which could never be obtained through numbers. My selected design narrative research. Narrative research is interested in collecting and analyzing individual autobiographical narratives to understand how individuals make sense of their experiences across time. This could include students' narrative of success in the face of adversity, teachers' narrative of curriculum reform, or parents' narratives of facilitating their child's or children's learning. Narrative research emphasizes the sequence of events, or often examine how participants conditions current actions or decisions. The following are bullet points of features or characteristics of narrative research. 1. Emphasize personal stories. Focus on people's rich lives, histories, and stories. 2. Meaning making. Examine how people construct meaning and driven from their experiences. 3. Participants' voice takes center stage. Focus on the authentic voice of participants of the storyteller. Contextual awareness considered the story's social, cultural, and historical context. 4. Rich descriptive data. Gather rich descriptive and complex data rather than numerical data. 5. Use narrative forms. The final report may be written in a narrative form, sometimes even using the participants' own words. 6. Multiple sources of data. The story can be constructed using a combination of interviews, journals, documents, and observation. 7. Mutual process. Researchers can involve participants in verifying or structuring how they present their stories. 8. Subjective interpretation. Acknowledge the researcher's agency. Methods of data collections. Narrative researchers must often use 1. Interviews to allow participants to tell their stories personally in their own words. 2. Journal or written reflection to capture first-person stories over time. 3. Observation to create context for stories shared. These approaches are suitable since they enable the researchers to collect rich, personal information directly from participants, emphasizing the sense that participants input to their life experiences. Ethical issues related to narrative research. Several imperative ethical obligations are implicated in narrative research. 1. Informed context. Participants must understand for what purpose their story will be used and provide consent to their disclosure. 2. Confidentiality. Since personal stories can contain sensitive information, the researcher is responsible for safeguarding participants. 3. Respect. Respect for participants' stories. Researchers must accurately reflect the voice of the experiences of participants without misrepresenting or destroying them. 4. Emotional sensitivity. Sharing personal stories may evoke painful memories Therefore, researchers should experience caution and often appreciate support for research as needed. Qualitative research can be a valuable method of investigating people's richer, more complex experience in schools. Narrative inquiries enables us to gain a deep understanding and comprehensive of personal stories, as well as how people construct meaning from their lives over time, by focusing on participants' voice and lived experiences. Narrative inquiries presents robust understanding that how the potential to be translated into more empathic and meaningful events. When done carefully and ethically, the inquiry guides educational changes without honoring the unique stories we study. Thank you.